Welcome. It's time for a new video. This is a clip from a class given at Roots Tech 2012 entitled YouTube Your Family History. I had this image. I wanted that obviously in there. I had an image of her passenger list with her name. I wanted that. I did some research on the internet. I found the actual constitution from the William Tapscott ship that she rode from England. And so I was able to include that. Her husband, James Davenport, who she eventually married, I had his picture. Even though it wasn't the greatest, I still had a picture of him. And then I actually found a digital image of the ship that she rode. I don't know how they can tell them apart back then. They all look the same to me, but so says the caption. This was the William Tapscott. So I needed to collect images and get them into this slideshow video I tried to create. I needed to create some audio files. I knew I wanted different accounts of the voyage, one on the ship, one on the voyage across the United States by wagon company, some accounts when she was young, some accounts later in life. I needed to create some audio files. Again, I wanted some nature sounds. There was a page I found on the internet where I could go and actually download some free nature sounds. I wanted some waves for England. I found some of those. It ended up working just fine. I wanted some music as well, so I needed to figure out a way to lay down a music track. And the way I was able to do this most effectively was just through an Olympus digital voice recorder. These things are great. They're not terribly expensive. You could probably find one on Amazon or one online for pretty cheap. But the great thing about it, you can see it flips out a little USB port. You can plug it straight into your laptop and you're good to go. So that was the way we captured most of these digital files, and then we captured them digitally from the get-go. So Audacity was the free photo tool that I used to free audio tool that I used to actually layer these tracks and create them. So I wanted the song from the flute. That was a track. I wanted the waves. I wanted that prior to when the music track started, so I laid that down before. Then I wanted a storm clip, because there was a storm on the ship. I put that one in there. And then this track that I laid across the whole segment was an audio track telling the different stories and segments of her life. And I was able to use Audacity, create separate tracks, but then blend them into one MP3 file that I was able to use for this video. Again, how do we make the connection with the next generation, with the up-and-coming generation? Well, technology obviously can be used for so many different purposes, but it's often the bait for the younger generation. Technology can get people into family history and genealogy. So how could I help Amber meet Rachel and interact? They're related, but I needed Amber to be a part of the process. So I sat down with a voice recorder and I said, Amber, hey, here's this piece of text. Could you just read this? And she said, sure. And so she did, and this is what we ended up with.
My name is Rachel Pass, and I was born April 6, 1854 in Stockport, England. My parents are Thomas and Mary Ann Warby, and I have 10 brothers and sisters. When I was young, my family worked in a factory. Early each morning, we arose and went to work on a boat up and down the Mersey River. Mormon missionaries came to England in 1837, and our family joined the Mormon Church in 1840. Elder Dame wanted our family to come to Utah and offered to take a family member. Mom couldn't decide which one, so Elder Dame said, I'll take Rachel.
Rachel was 8 years old when she left the UK to come to America. Amber's 7. And so there was a fun correlation between the two of them. So Amber became Rachel and read that account of her life. I needed more help. There were more accounts I wanted to share. I needed an account on the ship. I needed one crossing the states, crossing the plains, so to speak. So I went next door, knocked on the door. I knew the boy next door played the recorder really, really well. So I said, hey, I've got this voice recorder. Can you just play this song? He says, of course I can play that song. And I said, well, sit down, play it. I'm going to record you. I need it for my video I'm making for YouTube. He thought that was kind of cool, so he played the song. I turned to his parents and I said, I need some other people to read accounts. Can you read and share this? And they said, yeah, we can read. And so they sat down and read the accounts. And so I was able to involve them. I asked my wife to help as well. We used our family, but then we traveled next door and enlisted their help also. One thing I'm going to recommend you figure out is to choose your video tool. I used Windows Live Movie Maker because my PC is a newer model. It didn't come pre-installed with the Windows Live Movie Maker for Windows 7, but I just went online, found it online, downloaded it for free, and was good to go. Those of you who may have Macs or may not want to use a Movie Maker, there's Picasa as well, which is totally free. Picasa lets you do a lot of things. You can do web albums, but you can also download a program and you can do video editing and video creation in much the same way using Picasa. So you choose your video tool. Number 2, create your video. Once you've got your digital images, you've got your audio file, you've got everything you want, start creating it. Play with the transparency and the contrast and the fading and all that kind of stuff for a slideshow. These products make it pretty easy to do that. So create your video. Once you have everything digitized, that's the first step. Then you create it. It's not too hard. Then you upload your video. This was less than 15 minutes. I uploaded it to YouTube. And I'm going to show you just a clip of what that ended up looking like.
My name is Rachel Pass, and I was born the 6th of April, 1854 in Stockport, England. My parents are Thomas and Mary Ann Warmby, and I have 10 brothers and sisters. When I was young, my family worked in a factory for our livelihood. Early each morning, we arose and went to work on a boat up and down the Mersey River. Mormon missionaries came to England in 1837, and our family joined the church in 1840. Elder Dame wanted our family to come to Utah and offered to take a family member. Mom couldn't decide which one, so Elder Dame said, "I'll take Rachel."
You get the idea. You could hear the waves, hopefully. You could hear the audio clip. You could see the picture scrolling. Again, I won't play the whole thing, but it is uploaded onto YouTube. Once you've got it created, upload it, and you can watch it. One of the great things about YouTube is it makes it so easy to share. When you upload a video, you can scroll down to the bottom and you can share it in a number of different ways. You can share it on Facebook or Twitter, or you can share it through Google+. If you want to embed it, there's a little link you can copy and put onto another page. If you want to embed the file, there's some code that you can paste. You can cut out and paste onto another blog or another area, your social media channel, whatever you like. One thing that they've done recently on YouTube is they've got this button that says watch with your friends. You can start a Google Hangout. Google Plus is Google's social media tool. And you can watch the video, start a Hangout, share it with your friends, and invite people in. You can hang out watching the video. You can get feedback and all kinds of fun stuff. But it's really easy to share. Embed it in your blog, put it on your Facebook, whatever you'd like to do. YouTube makes it really easy to share. One thing I want to stress is just because you've uploaded your video to YouTube doesn't mean you have to watch it there. There's a lot of stuff that's irrelevant on YouTube, stuff that you don't care about, stuff that's recommended but that you could care less about watching. Well, just because it's on YouTube doesn't mean that's the place you have to watch it. So pull out the code, embed it somewhere else, and have an experience with it on your family blog or somewhere else, your family website, whatever you choose to do. To access the entire recording of this presentation, just go to familysearch.org, click on Learn, and then go down to Research Courses, and then do a search for YouTube, and you'll find it right there. Click on that and you can watch the entire class. Good luck.